If there's one thing the left got right, it is that racism is alive and well in the United States of America. Howdy y'all, my name is Outlaw, and today my video will be on racism in America. I would like to clarify what I said earlier. The left is right that there is racism alive and well today in the United States. However, it's not what they think it is. The racism isn't coming from the right, it is actually almost entirely coming from the left. Whether it be the alt-right, the neo-Nazis, or just the regular day regressive left. Or even some moderate leftists. I'm not saying everyone on the left is racist. I am just trying to say that there is a large percentage who are racist, just not in the way we usually think of racism. There are actually two different kinds of racism. There's malevolent racism and benevolent racism. This is the kind of racism you hear often being called the racism of low expectations. And I would say that this is the kind of racism that is prevalent in the United States today. And this kind of racism shows up as racial quotas in businesses and in colleges. And technically speaking, these kinds of practices are illegal. Businesses have a harder time getting away with this. However, with colleges, it's encouraged. It's more difficult to get accepted to a college if you're white or Asian. The reason why colleges do this is because whites and Asians do better than blacks and Hispanics. If colleges only took the best, then the majority of students would be whites and Asians. However, there's nothing wrong with that. Your race does not matter. There's also an example of benevolent racism within just regular day schools with hiring teachers, because a judge in New York in 2015 ruled one of New York's teacher certification exams was racially discriminatory because not enough people of color could pass the test. Gee, that's some race realism there, isn't it? That's like a white supremacist hating himself for being a white supremacist. Another example of benevolent racism is the voter ID controversy, where the left says that voter IDs are racist. Things you can't get without an ID include alcohol, cigarettes, applying for food stamps, applying for welfare, applying for Medicaid, applying for unemployment, applying for a job, applying for Social Security, opening a bank account, renting or buying a house, driving, buying, or renting a car, getting on an airplane, and buying a rated M video game. So please tell me how black people and Hispanic people are unable to get voter IDs. Now, the other kind of racism that I believe is prevalent in the United States is malevolent racism, the racism I talked about earlier in this video. Most of the benevolent racism that I see is towards whites. There also seems to be benevolent racism towards black and Hispanic conservatives as well. Where you can see this benevolent racism the most is with the news media, whether it be the alternative news media or the mainstream news media. And it doesn't stop there with the benevolent racism towards whites. It's also a lot on Twitter and other social media, saying racist stuff like this. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to notice that if you were a white person saying the same stuff about blacks, you would be fired instantly. Seriously, both of these kinds of racism need to stop. If it doesn't, it could potentially get a lot worse. Because one thing that pretty much everyone seems to agree upon is that the race tensions in the United States have been getting worse since 2009. With the rise of BLM since 2013, and with the increase of hatred towards whites in the media, all of this is going to eventually overflow. That's going to be it for today. If you like this video, please like, share it, comment down below, tell me what you think. Follow me on all my other social media like Facebook, Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, Gab. Also support me on Ko-fi, Maker Support, Patreon. You can also go to my merch store and buy some merch if you like. And I'll see y'all later.
Da ba dee da dee.